Welcome to Decoding the DNA of Amazing Workplaces. And today we have amazing, truly inspiring guest with us. Joining us, Ekta Kapoor. She is so dynamic and have helped many organizations. She is also a co-founder of Amazing Workplaces and editor-in-chief of Amazing Workplaces. Ekta is leading expert in transforming workplace culture, and she's a best practice evangelist. She has helped many organizations in excelling in the key areas like leadership and development, DEI, employee engagement, and organization development overall. Her organization, which is great, which is this amazing workplaces, has so far certified more than 100 companies, and they have a thorough process of certification. Ekta and her team are dedicated to setting a new standard in people management and enhancing employee branding globally. So welcome once again, Ekta.
Thank you, Manisha. Thanks a lot to you and your organization, Greenbridge Consulting, for giving this opportunity and this stage to talk about what we do and about amazing workplaces and the concepts that we believe in. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ekta. So, when we were setting up this discussion with you, our content team have worked really hard because they know that Ekta is coming and no one can answer this question better than you, considering your extensive experience. So, we were going through some studies and found that still 85%, which is a huge percentage of employee are not engaged at work, and workplace culture has become a critical factor in improving retention and productivity. So this we were going through a Gallup study, and given your extensive experience helping organization creating amazing workplaces, what is in your view, which is truly which can make truly a organization stand apart in how the competitive environment is? So yeah, Ekta.
So, thanks, Manisha, for this very important question. Firstly, the 85% that you're talking about today, a couple of years back, it was less than 85%, which means that yes, there's a huge problem, and
Yes.
organizations are definitely finding uh, problems in engaging employees, right?
Yes.
And we hear from all quarters, every day you'll see in the HR news related items that people are facing problems shifting a mindset between remote and hybrid. Okay.
True.
Uh, Organizations want people to come back, and people do not want to come back. People want to stay remotely working in the comfort of their houses, taking care of their families, their children, their people. So, and there could be other reasons as well, health related or whatever. But overall, because of these reasons, employee engagement has definitely gone down. Now, coming to your question, okay, that what is it that makes organizations stand out in such an environment? Well, for me personally, what makes organizations stand out is their approach towards people, which means that they need to be a people first culture.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, like I mentioned earlier, engagement levels have gone down. So why have they gone down? Because people are not happy. People are not
True.
happy the way they are working. The way they
Hmm.
are required to work, they are not happy. And today's environment is such where you have to make sure that people are your priority. As an organization, people are your priority, and you have to prioritize people in the culture that you are building.
Hmm.
Okay. And how do you do it? Primarily, for me, the focus should be on best practices, and that is what we have been advocating from day one. That
Hmm.
is the reason why we started Amazing Workplaces, so that we could talk
Hmm.
about the best practices in people management. We could make people aware about the best practices in people management, help them understand how to build that people first culture by focusing on the best practices.
Wow.
That's my take.
That's really great, and I'm sure that when you're speaking, you're not just speaking with your experience, but it's a more than 100 organization experience that you are bringing together on this table, and then speaking on that behalf, that what you have actually experienced, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Ekta, that's really something that we wanted to throw light on. But another follow-up question that we have, and which is very important to understand, is that we have seen how companies like Google, Salesforce, and many renowned companies have successfully transformed their workplace culture through innovative HR practices. So, here HR practices play a significant role. And given these real world example for HR leaders looking to make a real impact, what areas, specifically, what areas they should focus on to foster a positive and thriving workplace culture?
Okay, so this is my favorite because it actually brings me down to the nine pillar framework that we have built in amazing workplaces. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is something that we propagate day in and day out. We keep talking about it on platforms, on with people whenever we are talking to people. How to build a nine pillar framework, and what is this
Hmm.
nine pillar framework? It is actually the soul of, it encompasses the soul of people management best practices that every organization which wants to become amazing, which wants to build a impactful culture, the people first culture should actually consciously include in their foundational DNA. Okay. And we focus a lot, we lay a lot of emphasis on people, on the idea of consciously including it in your DNA, which means
Okay.
that this is a
Mm-hmm.
scientific process. You can
Hmm.
design a culture, not just leave it to chance, but you can design a culture by
Mm-hmm.
ensuring that you follow best practices in certain areas of people management. And these areas that we talk about are your culture, leadership,
Okay.
talent acquisition,
Uh-huh.
employee engagement,
Mm-hmm.
learning and development,
Mm-hmm.
diversity and inclusion,
Mm-hmm.
compensation and benefits,
Mm-hmm.
CSR, and compliances.
Okay,
And we
these are
have
the nine
defined
pillars.
these are the
These
nine
are the nine
pillars that I
pillars.
talk about.
Okay.
And these are very, very important pillars in the organization. And we have defined an ethos of how these best practices in the organization under each pillar should look like. And we've also defined detailed best practices under each area. So this is a very scientific way of improving culture. So it's not just, you have to stand clueless there and asking that question, how do I improve my culture?
Hmm.
Use this framework, ensure that whatever the size of your organization, make sure you pick the best practices that align with the size of your organization, that aligns with the number of years that your organization has been there. So there
Hmm.
would be certain best practices that
Okay.
would suit organizations which are early stage.
Mm-hmm.
And as you move on, you can ensure that you keep on increasing the number of best practices that you
Okay.
follow. Okay. And
Okay.
this will actually put you on the fast track journey of becoming amazing workplaces. I think there's no better way of doing it and better way of putting it across. Yeah. I hope that answers
Superb.
the question.
Superb. Yes, yes, absolutely. And I hope these nine pillars cover all the aspects, and then you don't need to focus on anything else, if I'm right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, okay. That's really great, Ekta, and thank you for sharing it in so detail that you have actually mentioned all nine pillars. And just a question out of it, when I was under, just I'm very curious to know that you have a separate rating or benchmark rating for it, like this is which is minimum to make the organization a amazing workplace. Let's suppose my organization want to get this certification. We have all nine pillar set, but some are maybe doing good, some are not. All areas are not on a equal scale. So, do you have any scaleometer or something like that?
So for certification, we have set a threshold benchmark of 70% overall. Okay. So
Overall.
overall
Okay.
aggregate 70% is required because we are giving you a general amazing workplaces certification. Okay.
Okay.
Now coming to the nine pillars, since we understand that certain organizations might not be very high on a particular pillar, but they must be high on certain other pillars. And we also understand that this is building a culture is a journey. It's not a one day process. Okay.
True.
So because of
Absolutely. Hmm.
this particular reason, we ensure that you do not lose out on the certification because you are good in say five pillars but not so good in the
In
other
rest of
three.
the pillar.
So that is
Hmm.
why we have set a general benchmark of 70%. And
Mm-hmm.
we also ensure that as time moves on, you focus on the other pillars and keep on improving them in your organization.
Okay, that seems to be very simple yet very managed process that you have said. But do we have any minimum threshold? For example, my organization is not doing good in compensation, one of the pillar, or let's suppose DEI, we are not doing very good. But what is the minimum threshold? Do you have such standard set that this should be at least there? It cannot be on zero, right?
Definitely not. So we have a questionnaire, okay, which is based on a nine pillar framework. It's a nine pillar framework questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
It's it focuses on certain best practices under each pillar.
Okay.
And when your people take this survey, okay, and they give the
Okay.
feedback, on the basis of that feedback, okay, we take a overall. So say there are nine pillars,
Hmm.
then overall 70% is the minimum threshold.
But
Okay.
one can be at zero. That's my question is can one
It
killer
won't be at
can be
it
neglected?
won't be at zero. Don't worry.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's
So even the poorest organizations would have somewhere around 50%. So yeah. So because diversity and inclusion also has certain elements like
true.
you may not have the perfect diversity in your organization, but the inclusion is there. Okay.
Okay.
So inclusion in the sense that people are made to feel that they belong to the organization. There are no biases in your organization, or there are fewer biases in your organization. People accept each other as they are. Those kind of things. And gender diversity may not be a priority for you at a particular moment, but at the same time, there are other areas of
Okay.
diversity, like people from various age groups are employed in your organization and all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Various income brackets are employed in your organization. That also forms diversity in your organization, right?
True. True.
So, I mean, zero is definitely not. We have never got zero for any organization. That's as per employee feedback. But yeah, minimum of, generally as low as 50-60% is something which we have seen in the past surveys. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you for answering it in so detail, and we really wanted to understand. So thank you so much, Ekta. And one question which is very personal, and I want to ask from my side. It's been almost a decade of experience that I have in HR. Have got the opportunity to head three IT organization as a HR head. But there is one question which always click, and I wanted this question to be addressed through this forum. So, leadership. I think leadership, that what I have witnessed have played a important role, and can be as important as the most what should I priority element in shaping the workplace culture. So from your experience so far, what are some innovative ways that leaders at all levels, not just top level, at all level can contribute to creating a more inclusive and engaging work environment?
Okay. So as a professional person, as a on my personal level as well, I always believe that leaders, they are the ones who actually shape the organization. Okay? So whether
True.
you are
Yeah.
a 3 people organization, you are a 300 people organization,
Hmm.
it is the leaders who people follow. It is the leaders whose
Correct.
behaviors people imbibe in their day-to-day, life. In fact, if I talk about it, in a family, okay, children
Hmm.
follow their parents, their elder brothers, etc. In terms of behavior, they copy those behaviors. That is why we say that if you create a good, if you want to, put good, instill good things in your children, then you have to first actually model those behaviors in front of them,
Yeah.
and they are the ones who have to copy. So if you want them to be, involved in charity or be good to their siblings or whatever, you have to make sure that those behaviors are the very thing that you are practicing in your day-to-day life. Okay. Similarly, in an organization, people look up to their leaders. If the
Hmm.
leader is telling a lie, they feel ki, okay, it's fine to tell a lie. If the leader, kind of dilly-dallies things or hides information, they feel that it's okay. So right from, if you're a senior leader and then coming to the manager is seeing that the senior
Hmm.
leader is okay with kind of hiding facts, then they can hide fact from their team also.
Yes.
So model of behavior is a very, very key factor. So leaders have to walk the talk. If you're talking something,
Hmm.
make sure that you're actually practicing it also, because that is exactly what is going to reflect in your teams, okay, and
True.
even to the
True.
grass. So this is very important. And here I would like to, just quote an example of Herb Keller. He was the CEO of Southwest Airlines, and he joined at a point of time when, the airlines was not doing well. He was the co-founder also and became the CEO. Once he became the CEO, he actually kind of turned around the system to a great extent, and he made sure that the policies that he introduced were very, very people friendly. He broke down the silos, the autocratic nature of the company. He made sure that employees were standing there for employees at all levels. So whether you are a manager, you are a leader, you are a junior executive, they're all standing for each other. Even
Right.
for example, it's known that uh, he also used to kind of help in lifting the luggage and putting it in the plane. So that is the kind of behavior that people kind of model. If they see the leader doing it, they will not mind doing it themselves. If they
Yeah.
find that the leader is kind of talking very nicely to the customers and clients, not shouting at anybody, not getting angry, they will understand that yes, this is what my company culture is. This is what I need to actually model as a behavior in my own
Hmm.
workplaces. Right? So this is something I want to actually highlight. Yeah, modeling of
Superb,
behavior.
superb, superb, Ekta. And I think we all have learned that the way you want your organization or people to be, first you have to become that person, and then only you can impart that to your people. So I think this is a very good lesson. But do you think, Ekta, there is still a gap because uh, walk the talk? People, you said that leaders should walk the talk, but do you think that sometimes there is a different perception and how we behave, we have a very different expectation from our people. Just a question out of it because you shared it, and I think I'm emphasizing it on it again, over and again, that no one can answer it better because you have experience of 100 organizations. So do you think that there is a gap sometime?
So definitely there's a gap, okay? And you will see those gaps at various places. That is why the problem is there. Okay, if everything
Yeah.
had been perfect, the problems would not be there. So there would be gaps. Sometimes the leaders, are good, the culture is good, but when you are employing a person, that person is not a good culture fit for your organization. He may be a culture fit for some other organization, but he's not a culture fit for your
Your
organization. Okay,
organization. Yeah.
in those cases, there would be gaps, right? And like you mentioned, if a leader is expecting something else out of his employees, and he or she himself, they are themselves not modeling that behavior that
Modeling
they're
that.
expecting
Yeah. Yeah.
from their people. So these areas do exist, and that is why the intervention is required. Okay.
Okay.
Firstly, the awareness is required. that yes, there is a problem. The second is uh, intention to change that. So if you feel, if you have that awareness that yes, something is wrong, firstly, that's very important. If you're not even feeling that something is wrong, then God only save you. But if
That's true.
if you have that awareness, then it has to be coupled with good intention.
Yeah.
So after the intention comes the intervention. Okay. Then you hire people, whether it is internally or externally, you take coachings, you get mentors, and you try to make changes wherever it is required, whether it is on a personal level or on an
Hmm.
organization
Or
level. And
organization.
that is why all the leadership trainings, etc., keep on happening. It's a continuous learning process. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Ekta, and thank you for answering it so well. And it is very well explained. And again, I'm feeling that it's so insightful and so important to understand all those who are going to listen to this conversation and are listening. For them, it is going to be a very fruitful session, and they are going to go with a very key pointers, which we found it at a very lateral stage. So, Ekta, that you have experienced, that you have transformed many workplaces, and your organization is certifying them. So far as like 100 plus organization, your amazing workplaces have already certified. What would you say if uh, what would you say if it is very first step of organization should take on their journey to become amazing workplaces? Let's suppose my organization want to take a first step. So what that should be the first step, and what are the initial actions or a set of actions that I should take so that my organization is in the right path of achieving this amazing workplaces?
Okay, thank you for asking this question, Manisha, because again, it relates to what we do very, very much. So, the first step, I think I covered it in the previous question about
Yeah.
leadership.
Hmm.
That first,
So
the
first is
awareness.
leadership for our listeners.
No,
We'll go
first is
stepwise.
awareness. Okay.
First is
So,
awareness. Okay, so
awareness. The
awareness,
moment
I'm
you feel
asking, trying to make it
awareness
more
about the
simple.
organization, okay, so you
Okay,
want to
overall
become some
organization.
places certified organization, or not just certified, you want to have those policies which actually kind of make you an amazing workplace. So in that case, firstly, that awareness has to be there, and it has to
Awareness.
obviously be coupled by the intention and intervention. Okay.
Okay.
So okay, and the intention that yes, we want to make a change, whether it is because of certain uh, your employees are disengaged, or retention is very low. Okay, employee retention is low, or you're finding problems in hiring, which means that your employer brand is not strong. People are not talking very good about your organization. So those are the areas which kind of help you in reflecting, make you to reflect on your own organization policies. And that is the time when the awareness happens,
Okay.
and you decide, okay, fine, let me do something. What can I do? Can I do something about this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if at that point of time you want to make a change, then first thing is find out where exactly the problem is. That is very, very important.
Root cause is very
And
important, I
it's
think.
like, yeah, it's like I'm having a continuous headache. So why am I having a headache? Let me at least
Ah,
try to
correct.
find out. Going for a blood sampling or MRI or whatever you want to do. So go in for that testing, which is obviously the employee satisfaction survey that we talk about. Okay, so that will bring out the root cause of the problem. Where is the problem area? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we start the intervention with you, right?
Okay.
So after we identify the problem areas, then the analysis is there, and we realize that, okay, these are the problem areas in your organization. And then we suggest certain interventions to you. Now it's up to you whether you want to take the medication or not. If you want to take the medication, it's fine. If you want to live with the headache, then also it's your choice. So, yes, but at the initial stage, that is very important. Take the employee satisfaction survey, go through
Mm-hmm.
it, that process. it will bring you, it will show you the insights about your organization, and that's very, very important.
So
And
it's
then
a
obviously you
eye opener survey for employer. That's what you get at the end, right? Great. And Amazing Workplace provides a detailed survey of it. So that do you also provide solution to it, or it is just key points that these are things which is going wrong, or these are the gaps?
so like I mentioned, if you want to take the medicine, we are there. Okay.
Oh,
If you want to
that
take
is
it from
there.
some other
Okay.
pharmacy, if you want to take it from some other pharmacy, you are welcome to take that. But yes, the intention has to be there that you have to work on the feedback that the employees have given. You have to make sure that the analysis that we have given, you take it seriously, and you go ahead and make those changes in the organization. Nobody is asking you to make it, all the changes at one go. Make sure what is important. Okay, go step by step. Okay, don't make it very overwhelming that, oh, suddenly I have to make all these changes in my organization. You need to go step by step so that you're also able to keep on making the change and seeing what are the various impacts that every change brings about.
Superb, superb, Ekta. So I understand that awareness is most important. Of course, leadership come in place and employee satisfaction survey that we should go with. And then it's up to us that whether we want to cure this our problem, or we want to keep it within us. And you are there to help. That means as amazing workplaces, your organization is there to help. But if you want to go to someone else, that's also fine. But it's all about us, that how we want to go ahead. We want to keep the problem, we want to solve it. So that's really great, like that. And this seems to be a very insightful, eye opening, and we have focused and highlighted on different area and aspects. Considering time, we have to keep it short, but I'm sure that people and all of our team members and all those who are listening to this want to hear more about it. So thank you so much, Ekta. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your invaluable insight on what can make our organization amazing workplaces, and your expertise especially and passion for creating a amazing workplace is going to all this learning is going to be so useful for our listeners. So thank you so much, and we will come up with another session considering your time, if you will get. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manisha. It was an absolute pleasure to be here and to talk about the thing which I am most passionate about. And definitely, I look forward to other conversations with you as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Take care, Ekta. Take care of yourself. Bye.
Have a great day.